Hey everyone, it's Remnant. Welcome back to Balboa Zoo. This is episode 4, finally. I just wanted to apologize for such a long delay between episodes again, but I feel like I should also stop apologizing because I feel like this is just going to be a normal thing. So I apologize, but I will let you know that since the last episode, I have gotten a lot done. So I feel like I could maybe get, 2 to 3 episodes out of what I've done. So, but also no promises. So don't hold your breath. You'll get them when you get them. We are still sort of in a quarantine. I guess, there's a lot of people that are able to do stuff. But here in California, it's still pretty strict. Though there are certain things that have opened up again, but, yeah. All right. So we are in the main, plaza, I guess, right when you enter the zoo, and you might be wondering, how the heck did he get these peafowls in here? Well, funny you should ask. So these guys are actually in an enclosure, so they're not running around like they're like, because I feel like if they're escaped, they'd actually be running around. And isn't there like a siren that plays or something? So no, these guys are actually in here, and I have to think, and I'm going to screw up his name. Is it Yude? Yude? Crap. And oh gosh, is it Zoofluencer or Zoo-influencer? I am so bad. Anyways, I watched their video and they basically showed how to do it. They just did a null barrier for the most part around everywhere. And then they put the like upside down elephant grass. And it's cool. I didn't know that the animals couldn't I didn't know that the elephant grass had like a big hitbox or whatever, so they actually can't get over it, which is really cool. So they're just running around like in a normal zoo, which is so funny because when I got this, or when I started seeing stuff for Planet Zoo, I was like, oh my gosh, I wonder if they let peacocks run around. They didn't, but now they do. So there's some stuff I want to show you guys today. It wasn't just the peacocks, or do I say peafowl because it's YouTube? So a lot of people have been saying that they wanted to see what was over yonder, beyond the flamingos, which are somewhere over here. There they are. Yeah, because I think, in the last episode I said this is the future and you can't see it, so you should subscribe, which you still should. But, I didn't want to show it yet because it wasn't done, and I was actually going to show you something else today, but I feel like this is ready now. For the most part, including like all the way up until like yesterday, I was like, I don't want to show this yet because I don't think it's done. But honestly, I feel like it is, and I can always add more if I want. So there's 2 entrances to this like monkey trail. In the San Diego Zoo, it's called Monkey Trails and Forest Tales or something. God bless. And I'm sure we can go with that, but I'm not really putting a name to this area, like actually out in the open. I don't want to build something with that many words. Like, I'm just not ready for that. In my Planet Zoo career, I'm just not ready to make marquees with that much detail. So, but yeah, so I put these little monkey statues instead. These they're probably plywood cutouts on some steel something. But yeah, so there's 2 entrances. Let's go to this one first. We got a little bit more to this observation area. Okay, I apologize. In the last episode, there was a massive amount of people. So you couldn't really see all of the detail in this area. That's my bad. I'm not going to film anymore with a crap ton of people in my park. I'm just going to film with people more for like the cinematics and stuff. Until this park gets bigger and everything gets a little bit more spread out. But yeah, over here we have this observation area that kind of gives you a glimpse of what we're going to be looking at today. There's lots of different levels. I do believe that my good friend Josh, or jAsh, made these awesome little telescopes or periscopes or microscopes or microphone. Just kidding. I'm going to stop talking now. So I'll be sure to link those. And If he didn't make those, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure he did. So this kind of gives you a glimpse of what we're going to look at in a few minutes. But of course, it's very shrouded by foliage, and you're not really supposed to see all of it. You're just supposed to get a little glimpse. And of course, you can see more if you want to pay like 25 cents and look at one of those. So, okay, and I'm on the ceiling. All right. So the entrance is right here. And there doesn't need to be a big like, yo, now you're in the monkey trail. Like, we just find our way here at Balboa Zoo. We just find our way. So I'm gonna take you guys through here. You know what? Gone are the days where I'm going to do a process video. I just don't work that way. For some things I might, but guys, I just don't think it's gonna happen for a while. So this is going to be a tour video, showing you what I've done, and I hope that you're okay with that, because I do enjoy watching these kind of videos too. So yes, here's a closer look at this little sculpture I have made. I just used the cool little wood cutout pieces from the South American set. So what we don't realize until we kind of get over here is that this path is very elevated. So, you'll see this is not elevated because, I mean, it's elevated a little bit, but, we're kind of on solid ground over here. But what you don't realize is that there is a huge dip that happens, and that's what happens at the San Diego Zoo. There's so many level changes and elevation changes, which I love. So I made these little, well, I guess they're not little, these very sculpture-like wood coverings. Sometimes during certain parts of the day it's a little bit more sunny, but also there could be little birds in the trees that might poop on you. So let's just stand under this. I was actually really inspired by the structural and sculpture-like pieces in Balboa Zoo. And I wanted to kind of build something similar to the very artistic pieces that they had in there. Fast forward like a couple months, and I am now part of the Balboa team. Hello, Destiny. I love those guys, and if you haven't seen their zoo, you've been under a Planet Zoo rock. And also, if you haven't seen the episode that I'm on, I don't blame you. But I'm there. I'm probably going to put a link to it. I'm very excited to be part of their team. They are very nice. They just like to do little like meetings where you just talk. Isn't that so nice? All right, moving on. So, we are at the top. We're at the very top now. Like, we're at the top of the forest, guys. So on this side, we have some lemurs. I don't like that it's lemurs. I wish that it was something else. Planet Zoo needs to add more monkey-like creatures that aren't lemurs and aren't like apes, like aren't like chimpanzees and gorillas. Like, we need more, okay? And then the capuchin monkey is so cute, but you can barely see the thing because it's so small. So I'm not putting it in here because it just doesn't make sense. So for now, we have lemurs. I feel like, well, at the San Diego Zoo, these are not lemurs. They're something else. But for now, we're okay with lemurs. But we will be moving them once we get something else. And we will get a better look at things in a little bit. But I wanted to come to this side. This just shows you basically a lot of what we're going to be looking at today. There's a little water treatment center over here, and you might be wondering, what is that for? So it's for basically all of the water that is going to be in the exhibits that you're going to see today, but also it is for this very beautiful pond that's down here, and you'll see these turtles, which I didn't know we had in game. It's crazy because they just look like two art chips put together. So funny. I'm really excited to kind of take you guys down here in a few minutes. But let's continue our tour on the top level, shall we? We shall. Up here, you have views into the lemur, soon to be changed exhibit, but you also have, you know, so many just views just all around that aren't necessarily animal enclosures. It's just like kind of you're swallowed by this forest, which I love. Here's a little more of a view into the lemurs, and you can kind of see like, wow, the lighting is so nice. I wish we had a little bit of like finer mesh so that it wasn't, you know, like this. I wish it was a little bit more of like actual netting, but that's okay. We're just gonna roll with this for now. So yeah, you can kind of see in here all of these little details and kind of how complex even this little enclosure is. And I will be getting, you know, I'll be showing you guys a little bit closer soon. Yeah, I'm digging it. For the most part, they use everything. Like, they use all the climbing things. So, yes, as we continue over here, you'll see that there are even more views. Let's go ahead and take a look-see down here. Yeah, we are on top of a planted roof, or a green roof, planted roof, whatever they're called. And you'll see that, you know, this is actually where they keep all the lemurs at night. You can kind of see over here that it continues, the roof continues over here. So I thought that was kind of like a cool detail. And I thought it was a good way of making this building not seem so utilitarian, because I feel like immediately it would have taken away that immersed feeling. Not immersed feeling when it comes to theming, but just the fact that you are being immersed in a like rainforest basically. So just a little tip. What I really liked at the San Diego Zoo when I saw this is that like it really was like, you know, kind of a wide path, and people were just like standing all along here. Usually I don't like when you can see a bunch of people from different areas looking at it, but for some reason for this enclosure, since this is such a raised path, it's almost more of a feature than, you know, anything else. So, but we'll see once we get onto the lower path, there is a more of a there are more private areas, I guess, to view the animals, and you don't feel like you're being crowded by everyone else. But for up here, I thought it was okay. Let's go ahead and look over on this side. And this is cool because it's kind of just giving you guys a preview, which is crazy because that's the same thing that happens like at, you know, I'm sure a lot of zoos, San Diego Zoo included, is you have these like little, like, I guess, you know, trails that are like up above, and they just give you glimpses of things that you can look forward to seeing, and it's kind of fun, you know, finding your way there. So we have some warthogs down here, and I love how their exhibit turned out. As bad as this sounds, I'm really glad that there's a animal welfare option to turn it off, because I just feel like a lot of the times these exhibits, the required size for them is just way too big. But I really dig how this came out, and it looks cooler like when you're more at eye level. So we'll see what that looks like soon. And it's really nice to take in these views first and then be really excited for the fact that you're going to be able to get closer to the animals eventually. Okay, well, Tegid Camp decided to be rude, and it put me on one of the wood structures. So what I was saying was I was going to show you the other entrance, and it's kind of perfect because now I can show you the other entrance. So we're going to go to the lower part now. We are by the bus tours, which is still one of my favorite areas. And we are going to go through here. So I wanted this to look a little bit older, a little bit janky. So that's why we just have like the corrugated... Is that corrugated? Yeah, the corrugated fencing, which is just like an animal barrier, which I think is like actually the barrier for the flamingos. So it's not just me decorating. We have these like old lamps, these old lights. All of these trees are humunga-dunga because they're so freaking old. Over here we have some... Oh my gosh, Sarah, are you going to use it? Are you guys both going to use it? Yes, sir. Yes. You know, he was really sly. He didn't want to use the gate, so he just went around it. But yeah, there's some little staff area over there. You know, this isn't too polished, so I'm not going to really show that off. But, you know, this is what you would see if you were in the regular zoo. That's all you would see. Yes, so here is, I guess, not the main entrance to the area. So I feel like I'm being confusing right now. I'm talking way too fast. Let's take a breath and let's begin our ASMR journey into the Tiger Walk. Yes, the Tiger Walk. This is no longer the Monkey Trail. We are on the lower level, which is the Tiger Walk. Let's begin our journey. Just kidding. So here's another, I literally just copied and pasted this sign, or this sculpture, and I put it here. So what I wanted to mention is when we go down here, this is technically, crap, you know what? I should have put a tiger sculpture. This is technically the Tiger Walk, or the Tiger Forest, or the Tiger Walk, because this trail, this path, will take you directly to the tigers that will be here one day. But also, there is still viewing areas for the monkeys. So up here you can see the last bit of that upper deck observation area. Over here you have a little glimpse into the Warthog exhibit, which I love. But yeah, I love taking this path way more than the top one because you just immediately get like just enveloped, and I love it. I love that feeling of like, where am I? But as long as I follow a path, I'll be fine, especially in a zoo. So yeah, these steps take you to the area that we were just at. But this gives you kind of a more intimate look, a more private look into the lemurs. So you can see a little bit more in here. There's some babies in there. They are so cute. They're climbing. You can see that there is a like a ladder that, you know, the humans, you know, can use. They're supposed to use when they want to clean up there. Obviously, these guys in here can't. The zookeeper gets stuck a lot, but we're not going to talk about that. But you can see kind of how complex this exhibit is. I don't know if I want to go in there. We'll go in there. I just don't feel like it looks that great close up. But you can see that I added a lot of water and a lot of raised areas so that the monkeys actually have, like, they're kind of forced to use the climbing thing. But yeah, it's honestly not that pretty of an exhibit, so I'm not really going to go in there. But this is a better look at it. And also, I will show you guys, this path goes down even more, and there's another viewing area over here that you can see. So I'm excited to show you guys that. So let's go ahead, keep going down here. Yeah, I just love the way that this path just keeps going down. This was kind of really tricky to build. It was very time consuming. So yeah, up here you can see this little, that's kind of where the flamingos are kept. So we're right by the flamingos. You can actually hear them. And then this is where you entered, this is where we entered for the upper deck of the monkey trail. So yeah, and I kind of like how these paths, these upper deck paths, kind of serve as some covering as well and some shade, even though there is so much shade that is, you know, provided by just the trees and the foliage. So yeah, we are going down even deeper. There's this beautiful waterfall that I'm in love with how it came out. So up here is that little observation deck that we saw before. So down here, this is a really tight area, so I'm sorry. Tegid Cam is not doing that great of a job, but I just think it doesn't look good unless it's in Tegid Cam. So you can see a little glimpse into the tapirs, which, fun fact, are one of my favorite animals. Don't know why. Don't ask me. I don't have a reason. I just like them. So over here we get a little glimpse at our turtles. let's not look this closely at them because they do not look like turtles. They look like the little green men from Toy Story. Like, we just need some antennas up here and then like 3 eyes. Oh my gosh. This is what we should call them. The little green men. There's 3 of them. We'll just name them. I don't know if they have names in Toy Story, but that's what we'll name them. The little green men. Yeah, but this is just supposed to, you know, simulate, you know, being on the river's edge. And if we had fish, there would be fish in there. But yeah, so I just think that this is a really cool view into all of the levels. You can see that the water treatment area is kind of blocked off over here. You can't really see it, which is, you know, what it's supposed to do. I really like how this came out. So as we travel more over here, let's take a look at the, oh, do you guys hear the peafowl? So this is, so after doing some research, tapirs actually really like to swim. So I really wanted to make that a feature in this exhibit. I feel like at the San Diego Zoo and every other zoo I've been to that has tapirs. Tangent Gam, I hate you. In regular zoos, San Diego Zoo included, I just feel like the tapirs, they're just pushed to the side. They have a water feature, but I just feel like they can actually be happy in this one. All right. They have a lot of privacy. You'll see that this is just one of, there's, I believe, 3 viewing areas. And for the most part, you can't see the other ones, which is what I love. I love when you cannot see, like if you were just here and you saw this first, you would just think, oh, this is the only time I'm going to be able to see the tapirs. But it's not. Also, you'll see that there's a peafowl in there. I thought it was kind of cool. You know, let's just add random birds into exhibits, you know, random exhibits, because I feel like that's what happens in real life. You know, these peacocks can just kind of go wherever they want. And that's the beauty of a zoo. I hope that one day Planet Zoo releases other kinds of birds that, you know, can kind of be in like whatever exhibit and just walking around. That would be amazing. But yeah, so you'll see up here that I put Hot Dog's bus there. It's not just there for decoration. This is just part of the bus route. So you have 4 ways to view these animals. Up here is kind of a really unique view into the exhibit, and I'll probably show you guys that later. But I really like how this came out. I feel like it is immersive, and it's also, there's just the right amount of jankiness. You can still tell it's a zoo. You know, I don't want it to look like, you know, we're not in a zoo. So finding that happy balance is a challenging one, but I think that it really worked. We have the choice to go to the left or to the right. I'm going to take you guys to the right first, because this is going to take us to those little warthogs. Here's another staff area, and I am going to take you in here because my good friend jAsh made a very nice, I just had like a piece of crap going on because I wasn't really caring about this area, and then I showed him the file. He's like, can I please fix this? And I was like, yes. So he actually made a really nice like custom pathway up here, and this water treatment center was not made by me, and I don't know who it is, but I will be sure to put the link of who made that. I did customize it a lot, though. I deleted a lot of things to make it seem a little bit more smaller. But yeah, this staff area goes here, and then this goes into where the lemurs are kept. Yes, so let's go ahead and head back down here. So yes, all right. So you have this little fork in the road, which is what we were taking before. Yeah, and you'll see that there are lots of little forks in the road, but, you know, they kind of still take you to the same place. It's just, you get to choose. You get to choose where you want to go. It's just, there's a lot of exploring going on, and I love that. I'm not going to take you into this staff area because it is obviously not finished. Yeah, so something I love about this area is, there's not a lot of animals, but there's so much to see, and there's so much to enjoy still. And I love that. So yeah, you can see that things are not finished back here, but it's okay. What's so fun is that you can just take these little paths, and it doesn't matter because they're all kind of going to the same place, but at the same time you feel like you're exploring. All right, so over here we have entered the realm of the warthogs, and it's not just the warthogs that you're looking at. It is also another view into the lemurs, and you get a little snake exhibit as well, which I dig. I love when, there's kind of these unexpected little exhibits that you weren't expecting to see, and it's kind of like a really pleasant surprise. And it's like, why not? It can fit in here, so why don't we put something that would be found in these kind of environments? And I think it's really cool when zoos include that. So at first when I built this, these warthogs did not have like any privacy. It was just like this open thing where you can see every part of it, which you kind of still can. And you can see, obviously you're going to be able to see everyone that's viewing it, but you kind of have these segments of foliage that help give the warthogs a little bit more privacy. So you'll see it's just, it's a mom and her piglets. The dad is probably in the back somewhere being kept isolated from these guys. So that's why I chose to kind of keep them away. I don't know if that's how pigs work. All right. At this channel that we're not all about the animals, which sounds so bad, but we're not. We are building a zoo and we're using the animals as decoration. I wish I was kidding when I say that. I'm not. I don't have a lot of interest in the actual animals, as bad as that sounds. I just like building around the animals. What? Oh. It's because I accidentally opened something because this is on. I was like, did that pig just poop and make something grow? No, it was just me being stupid and pressing something. But yeah, I'm really loving all of the little caves and the little views that we have into this exhibit. I think it's pretty and it's janky. It looks a little older, but also looks, well taken care of. The warthogs aren't the main attraction, so they shouldn't get a really beautiful attraction or a really beautiful enclosure, but I feel like it's still beautiful in its own right. Down here you'll see like there's a little trench to keep everything eye level, but also I don't want the pigs getting that close to us, but they do have the option to go down here if they want to. Yep, like this little guy. Sometimes they go down here, and they do have it's easier. So they do have that option to go down there, but there's no reason for them to. It's just, why? Also, disgusting. There's a little hidden staff area over here. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but it's just a kind of way to get in the back. And you'll see this path over here. This is the path that we took to go down. And that's what you can see through. So as we make our way back around, we just are under this really nice cover, which I really dig. It's fun finding other uses for the path system. I kind of did this in the Pelosa episode too. I really wanted to make these paths also be shade and shelter and cover, in case it was ever raining or whatever. I don't know. But, there's more than one use, which I think is important, especially when you're talking about a very confined space, which this is. So here's another look into the lemur exhibit, which I love. So something I love about this exhibit is that you're seeing it from like every level. I mean, you're seeing it way up high, and then you have a little bit of a lower view into it as well. which is cool. It's a cute little exhibit. You know what? What's kind of cool is that I kind of wanted it to be, like maybe there used to be like chimpanzees in here or something, and then they decided to move the chimpanzees to a bigger exhibit, which kind of explains the bigger rock work and stuff. And it's funny because I actually did put chimpanzees in here for a minute, like when I first made it. And when I was building this, I was building it for chimpanzees just because I wanted to see if that would work. But then I didn't like that they were in a smaller enclosure, so I took out the chimpanzees and I put these guys in here. So I guess that's kind of like we can add that to the lore, which is cool because you can kind of see that it's been retrofitted for these animals instead. But yeah, so let's go ahead and go back over here. I guess we're kind of almost done with the tour. Yeah, sorry that this is kind of a slow walk, but I just wanted to really show off a lot of the detail that's in here, and I feel like you can either walk super fast in this game, or you can walk as slow as a snail, and we're gonna go as slow as a snail today. You'll see my very innovative orchid planters on the wall. It's not that innovative. But again, I don't know how else to express how important it is in a zoo, specifically, to have a sense of exploring or exploration. I just think that's really important to have in a zoo. Somehow it makes it even more believable when you see these animals. It's like, oh yeah, like we're in a jungle, we're exploring in a jungle, and we just happen upon the animals that live in this jungle. If this were the wild, of course there wouldn't be these light bulbs and these like Spanish style covers, but it's still very immersive. So here's another look into the tapir exhibit. They're so cute. You guys have no idea how long I waited for this guy to be born. And I immediately turned off the like birthing and dying and living and old getting because I just wanted him to be a baby forever. This is just another and I feel like every glimpse into this exhibit from the different viewing points is has kind of a unique look into it. It's kind of it's forced. It's like forced framing. Like, you really can only see this area from where you're standing. You can't see the whole exhibit, which I think is cool. So it kind of forces. You if you were in a real zoo, this forces you to walk around and to really, explore. But this way just takes you to the to another viewing point of the tapirs. And this one really just shows you the water feature back here. Let's take a look over here. The double waterfall. I really like how this came out. The light in this area is so nice. And I feel like, maybe in real life the tapirs would not have this grand of an exhibit, but they're one of my favorite animals, so I thought that in my zoo, they deserve it. For the most part, I really did care about the welfare of these animals. This space in Planet Zoo terms is too small, but you know what? It's okay, because look at how happy they look. They've adopted the peafowl as one of their own. It's just inclusion. This is equality. This is what's happening in Balboa Zoo. I don't know what's happening in yours. I love how I'm acting like there's more to show when there's really not that much more to show. But we can go ahead and go around here and see what I have done. It is very work in progress. This is a little way to get into the backstage for staff. And this just loops around. Obviously, this is, this stuff over here is finished, but over yonder, not finished. But I just wanted to loop around here, show you guys. Something that was really important to me was finding a way for the animals to be easily accessible. Yeah, if they need to be moved for any kind of emergency or just, a checkup or whatever. It's like, I had to really think about that because this is like, we're in like a little canyon. And there's not that many ways to access the animals. So over here, you're seeing very unfinished things. This is where the reptile house is, up here. And the bus route is over here. So I had to connect like a little service road to go over here. Don't mind this. A little service road, and then you can kind of you can get a little, like a full-size car or truck in here if you needed to, which is cool. So it goes over here, and then you have another service road to go down this way, and this is where like the warthogs are, and the lemurs are in the middle of this, but they're so small that they can be put in a crate and then, brought out here. So, it's those things that you got to think about too. The logistics of how everything's going to work, the functionality, which isn't always the funnest part, but, at the same time, it is kind of fun to think about that stuff because it adds an extra challenge. And you know what? Like for me, I'm not that, I don't have a lot of know-how when it comes to like, obviously like backstage stuff, but there was someone who commented, I think, on my last video that works at the San Diego Zoo. So bro, I'm probably going to be hitting you up soon. Also, I need to mention that this area in the San Diego Zoo, the monkey trails and forest trails, or the tiger trail or whatever, there is like no street view. And they have a street view for the upper level, but it like jumps around all crazy, so you really don't have a sense of direction. So I was kind of using my imagination and just going off of pictures I saw, but I didn't know where anything actually was. So I know that a lot of what I got is wrong when it comes to layout and stuff, but that's okay. Over here we have an elevator. This is very unfinished. It takes you up and down as elevators do. And over here we have some steps. They are 3-meter steps instead of the regular 4. This was a pain to do, but I do like the fact that they're a little bit thinner. And I'm excited to see people use it in the zoo once I open this up to people again. We're back in the plaza. And I just wanted to take you down to this bus path. Why, you ask? Okay, well, I forgot this is here. This is very unfinished. I should have finished more before I showed you, but this is very unfinished. This is just a place for them to keep more, like, golf carts and stuff like that. We're above this area, but we are on the bus route, and I just wanted to show you how unique of a view that the bus has. And I'm really excited to continue this. You can see that it kind of, it's gonna go all around. So I'm quite excited for that. I'm really excited to show you guys that. So here is an aerial view of what we have done so far. I'm not going to show you other stuff, but yeah, for the most part, this is what we've done. So I guess I can show you, like, so over here, you'll see this is the bus depot. It goes over here. You go through here. It does not continue straight. It goes to the right, and you immediately start going down. And you'll see more of it here. And eventually, it's going to, it goes over here, and it's going to keep going. The tiger exhibit is, like, somewhere over here, and then there's, like, going to be, like, pygmy hippos up here. And like orangutans over here. I'm super excited. I have a bunch of plans. But before that, there's, I'm just going to show you above. There's all of this that I haven't shown you guys yet. That's semi-done. So I think that you guys will be seeing that soon too. So thank you guys so much for watching. This has been episode 4 of Balboa Zoo. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what your favorite part was and anything else that you'd like to let me know. As always, if you guys like the video, go ahead and like it if you want. Subscribe if you want. And I will see you guys hopefully sooner than later. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Goodbye!